Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So this is going to be one of my mini reading style videos, meaning they tend to be shorter than my main collective readings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, they are not always shorter in length because sometimes they do end up going a bit longer, just depending on how much information wants to come through the readings. But they are intended to dive into more specific threads of energy. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling the cards, and I really have no idea what's going to be coming up here in today's reading. So I am really just going to be opening things up and letting the energy guide the messages. I also have all of my chakra stones out here. So if any messages are connecting with specific chakra centers, I will let you know about that. So what can I channel for all of the beautiful souls tuned into today's reading? Okay, so we have cornucopia in the reverse position. The number 1111 could be connecting with someone. Man holding a coin in the upright position. So a masculine energy going through some kind of awakening. What else can I channel here? Yin yang in the upright position. Okay, so this is going to be a twin flame reading because this actually is my number one twin flame card in the deck. And so I really feel like my guides are pushing me to speak to a certain group of twin flames. And what I'm getting is that in the specific twin flame connection coming up here, there is a divine masculine within the connection who has been blocked from manifesting more contact or interaction with the divine feminine here in the physical. And it's almost as though they've felt this frustration because they've been wanting more from the connection physically, but I feel that they've been blocked from manifesting that temporarily, not permanently, but it's almost like they've been unable to get that greater access to the divine feminine here in the physical. The reason being, they've had to undergo some kind of awakening process within themselves personally before they would be able, or I'm hearing allowed, to move forward with the divine feminine in this twin flame connection. So what I'm actually getting very strongly is that the specific divine masculine coming up here has been feeling some frustration because they actually desire deep down a relationship with their divine feminine. They want more movement forward, but every time they try to move towards that, it feels like they're being blocked at every turn. I'm hearing something about life circumstances, so it may feel like things just aren't quite aligning for that relationship that they're desiring with the divine feminine. Maybe distance or somehow obstacles between them or some life circumstance or situation in their life. But what I'm getting is I'm hearing something about someone sorting things out. I feel as though this divine masculine is being pushed to sort certain things out in their life and to undergo this awakening process within themselves before they are able to manifest a union or reunion with this divine feminine counterpart. So for some of you, you may actually be the divine masculine in this situation, and you may have found this reading because you've been feeling that frustration of wanting to manifest more of a connection or a union state with your divine feminine, but you've been feeling blocked. But what I'm getting is that this thing that has felt like a delay or a blockage is actually a blessing in disguise because it's giving you the time and space to be able to, I'm hearing, to up-level and upgrade yourself in some way. And I also feel that it's preventing the connection from moving forward too quickly in the physical in a way that could actually destabilize it if these things are not sorted out in advance. Because the energy between twin flames is incredibly powerful, and if two twin flames do decide to come together in a physical union, that energy is extremely potent as well. And so when things aren't yet sorted out in one person's life or the other, or there are a lot of external blockages or obstacles, sometimes when the twins come together physically, those obstacles or blockages can temporarily destabilize the connection and cause them to need to go into another form of separation temporarily to reintegrate and to heal and to unravel some of that. So what I'm getting is that many twin flames, even those that do choose to come into a traditional physical union, many will go through these periods of time where they are coming together and stabilizing in some kind of way and activating each other. But then if things get too intense, or if there are still things that need to be worked through or unraveled, they may then go through periods of time where there are segments of what we think of as a physical separation, although there is no separation from an energy perspective. And in those periods of separation, there's a powerful integration happening. You are integrating everything that you received through that activation when the two of you came together. So I might be speaking to a twin flame pair who has gone through many seasons of coming together and then separating again. Or maybe this is just speaking to the fact that this time around, your connection is being protected from destabilizing itself when you come together. And the way that that's happening is the divine masculine is being given the time and space to sort something out within themselves personally, to go through some kind of upgrading and up-leveling to be prepared for this physical union or reunion with their divine feminine counterpart here. I'm just hearing something has to come into balance first. So can I get any more information on what needs to come into balance? Okay, we have the thinking woman, but in the reverse position. So I'm getting that the divine feminine in this situation, if you are a divine feminine listening, you are really being guided to, I'm hearing, to not ruminate on this situation to the best of your ability, because I'm getting something about the mind tending to kind of cycle through or circle through a lot of spirals of almost like looping thoughts about this situation. I'm hearing a puzzle I can't solve. It almost feels like this connection, if you are the divine feminine here, you may be feeling like this is a puzzle you can't solve. Like no matter how much you try to wrap your mind around it, no matter how much you try to think it through, it's almost like you can't quite come to a solution, or I'm hearing to the right choice. And what I'm getting is that this is because this is not a connection that's meant to be understood with the mind. It's meant to be felt with the heart and led by the soul. And so the mind seems to only really get in the way here when it comes to trying to interpret and understand this connection logically. Yeah, I'm just seeing someone like maybe even trying to talk through this connection with someone else, but it feels like you're just talking in circles, like you can't quite get to the bottom of it. And this is because it is a soul deep kind of connection. So it's difficult to understand with the logical mind. I also feel that there's some kind of underlying process taking place here spiritually between you and this masculine that is difficult to understand at a conscious level, but that makes perfect sense to the soul, that has to happen again first. It's like this energetic process has to happen first before there can be some kind of union here. But that kind of thinking can really confuse the mind. And so I'm just getting a message of releasing those looping thoughts and allowing yourself to just flow in the moment, to stay present with yourself, with your own intuition, with how your intuition is guiding you right now beyond the logic of the mind, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone around you. Because what I'm getting as well is a lot of what you've been feeling around this connection, and possibly even how your intuition has been guiding you, has been really different from other people's expectations or desires for you. And this is because I feel that there are many people around you who do not understand this connection. And as a result of that, it can cause you to feel really alone or to feel misunderstood, because you are dealing with this soul deep connection that really bypasses any conscious logical mechanisms. So when you try to apply logic or reason to it, it's easy to kind of feel as though you're getting lost in a maze. But I'm hearing the key is to simply stay present, instead of trying to solve through the mind. And with the attachment card here in the upright position, I actually feel if you are a divine feminine here, the divine masculine in this situation seems to be dealing with some very heavy energy in their own life. And what I'm getting is that while you feel this soul deep connection to them, and depending on your circumstances, for some of you, you may desire a physical union or reunion with this divine masculine, and yet you somehow feel like your intuition is guiding you to pause or to not move that forward. And it's because on an intuitive level, you are sensing that this divine masculine is still being prepared, that they are going through a lot of heaviness in their own life. And I'm hearing the word karmic. I feel like certain karmic dynamics are being resolved in their life. Karmic doesn't have to mean a romantic karmic situation. It can be romantic, but for many of them, I'm getting this has to do with maybe family or childhood influences or like patterns from their childhood. I just feel as though this masculine is sorting through a lot of very heavy energy, but I'm hearing that your energy, divine feminine, has become too light to hold that heaviness for him, because I feel that you've ascended to this higher level of vibration. Your energy is in this higher, finer, more delicate place, which also makes it more powerful and also allows you to align with higher vibrational timelines for yourself when it comes to manifesting in your dreams, manifesting your dreams, your goals, your life the way you want it to be. But what I'm getting is that this also means that your system is no longer capable of holding the heavy energy that this masculine is sorting through right now, which is why they have to go through this sorting process, this unraveling process energetically before they would be able to fully meet you and complement you in a union state in the physical. And I'm getting a message as well about how I may be speaking to a divine feminine who has really been guided to refocus that conscious thought, that energy, that action, that attention into herself, into some kind of goal or dream, or just pouring back into herself in some way. And I'm hearing that this is the best thing you can do with this excess energy. What I'm picking up is that because the mind has this evolutionary tendency to want to problem solve, it's a mechanism that we've evolved to develop, where we are constantly searching for problems to solve and to chew on mentally. I'm hearing that while that is the tendency of the mind, I'm getting that because of that, as the divine feminine, your mind may want to fixate on this situation with the divine masculine, this twin flame situation, especially because I'm getting that so many of your life areas are starting to turn in the right direction. It's really beginning to feel as though things are picking up momentum, or so many things are going right for you. So you may have this sense that this is the one thing in your life that just doesn't quite seem solved or figured out, that doesn't quite make sense. So it's natural that because of that mind evolutionary mechanism of wanting to problem solve, you would fixate on the one thing that feels like it's confusing or stuck, which is this twin flame situation with your divine masculine. But what I'm hearing is it would be so beneficial to resist that urge again to ruminate on this situation or connection, and instead to shift that powerful focused energy back into yourself, whatever that means for you. And that actually that is where the solution lies. Like as you refocus that energy back into yourself, it's almost like as you allow yourself to focus on what's working in your life and to pour energy into those areas to build that positive momentum, instead of trying to ruminate and solve this situation with this divine masculine, ironically, that actually seems to open up doorways of solutions and movement forward in that connection in the future. Because it's almost like you're taking the pressure away from that situation and giving this divine masculine breathing room to undergo their own transformation that, again, has to happen before some kind of physical reunion or union can take place here. And so once again, I'm just hearing the less you can involve the mind in trying to fix or solve or ruminate on this connection or situation, ironically, the more the solution seems to open itself to you. you. And the more this situation naturally seems to align itself in your favor. So I am going to continue reshuffling the cards here, but if you would like assistance in really refocusing your energy in this powerful way, opening yourself up, magnetizing in your highest vibrational timeline in love and a physical romantic union with your ideal counterpart, whether that is your twin flame or whether you desire to connect with a high-level romantic soulmate or harmonize a current connection. In any case, I have subliminals that will help you to shift into that energy and magnetize in the outcomes you desire here. There are a couple different subliminals I would recommend from my Subliminals app that I've created called Sound and Soulful, which I'm showing you this app now on the screen. In this app, I have over 150 subliminals for love, relationships. I even have a specific category just for twin flames. There are subliminals as well for appearance, money, business, energy clearing, mood, mindset, and so many other things as well. So there is so much to explore in the app. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you get access to every single subliminal I've created. You can listen to each one in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations while you're listening, and you can make your own custom private playlists as well. So if you are creating a playlist in the app, I would really recommend a few different subliminals that will help you to so powerfully shift what's happening in your subconscious, the energy you're exuding, and the kinds of outcomes you're attracting in this twin flame connection and your life generally. So the first I would recommend is my Twin Flame 7 chakra clearing. Regardless of what outcome you desire with your twin flame, whether it's physical union or a balanced energetic union and then magnetizing in a physical union with a soulmate. In any case, this will help you to align with the energy of unconditional love, which is the most powerful frequency on the planet. This will help you not only connect deeply with your own reservoirs of self-love, but it will help you to attract in harmonized, balanced forms of love and relationship in all areas of your life, as well as aligning with your highest timeline romantically. Again, whether you desire that to be a physical union with your twin flame or a union with a soulmate. And I would also recommend my subliminal called, well, if you are a divine feminine, I should say, I would recommend my subliminal called Magnetic Feminine Energy, because so much of this reading has been about refocusing your energy as the divine feminine back into yourself. And this subliminal will put you into that feminine flow state, get you back into your goddess essence and energy. It will have you attracting in love and inspiration and abundance and everything else that you are desiring as a divine feminine in your personal life. The third subliminal that I would really recommend for you if you are on this journey is Passionate Quantum Bandwidth. This is a brand new subliminal that I created based on one of your user requests. So thank you for requesting this subliminal. This is my newest one, and it's designed to help you to fully focus on your mission and purpose spiritually while not burning yourself out, while having very strong boundaries, focusing your energy in a powerful way. And so these 3 subliminals would be so helpful and beneficial for you on this journey. And personally, I found that subliminals have helped me to shift my energy and manifest in my life more so than any other tool I've created. I personally use my own app and my own subliminals every single day still to manifest forward in my life. So the link to get the app and start for free with a free trial account is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's talk about what exactly this heavy energy is that this divine masculine is dealing with, or what upgrades they are going through right now, because I do feel that their life is being upgraded and up-leveled at this time. So what upgrades are they going through right now? The Hermit in the reverse position. So this is a divine masculine who's been feeling really lonely lately, but this loneliness has been a spiritual activation, because what I'm getting is social distractions have been cut out of their life, meaning people and things in their life that may have used to distract them from themselves, from their inner world, from what really needed to be addressed internally. Those things are being removed or temporarily kind of blocked out from their life to put them in this sort of container of isolation or loneliness, not just for the purpose of them being alone or anything like that, but actually to allow them to go deeper into self-reflection and introspection, to eliminate distractions, so to speak, from their life. And so I feel that many of these divine masculines are reaching out for their divine feminine counterpart in this time of loneliness. But again, they're being blocked from fully stabilizing that union until they allow the uncovering of what that loneliness, what that isolation is meant to uncover within them. So speaking of that, what is this loneliness meant to uncover? Okay, so it's meant to release deep-seated fears within them and give them a newfound sense of clarity. And I'm also hearing the word perspective, because I'm definitely picking up on a divine masculine who is so caught up in day-to-day distractions, not even necessarily negative distractions, but just busying themselves with life, with work, with people around them, to the point of never addressing deeper fears that they were storing within them. But also, in addition to that, it's almost like they had a short-sighted perspective where they couldn't fully see the bigger picture when it came to the divine feminine or this connection. And I'm just getting that this divine masculine is now seeing this bigger picture. I'm seeing a divine masculine having this vision of like their whole life moving into the future and realizing that they want to share that life with their divine feminine counterpart. But this loneliness, this isolation is making them realize that. It's giving them clarity about that bigger picture of their life that they couldn't see in the past because they were so focused on the in the moment distractions. With Page of Wands in the upright position, I also feel as though this masculine is going through some serious burnout right now where they are recuperating their energy. And what I mean by that is because all of these deep-seated fears are coming to the surface, because they're going through this loneliness and isolation, they may actually be feeling really burnt out, feeling lower levels of energy than usual. But this is actually meant to reconnect them with their internal natural energy reserves and help them to steadily gain more natural levels of energy. And I'm seeing this happening like in the solar plexus chakra, that they can then apply towards taking action towards the divine feminine. Because I actually feel that for a while, this divine masculine may have been in a state where their energy levels were in such a low place that it was actually very difficult for them to find the energy to put towards the divine feminine in the physical to take that positive forward moving action. But I see that their energy levels are slowly returning to them. It does feel like a gradual process, but one that is ultimately going to show in the physical. And I'm hearing that's going to be a major sign for you as a divine feminine to recognize that this masculine is ready, meaning ready for greater levels of physical connection. Again, if that is something that you desire, I'm getting the greatest sign that they're ready for that is going to be, you notice that their natural energy levels and sense of motivation have gotten to a point where they are naturally stepping up and taking action towards you in the physical. They are actively showing you what they want out of this connection, showing you that they're investing in it, showing you that consistent forward moving action. And I'm also getting a message about how it's very important for you as a divine feminine to not rush this process on your end, to not try to rush things ahead by stepping in and taking the action for them or overcompensating for the energy that they are not applying towards this connection. Because as long as they are still in that stagnant state in the physical, meaning not taking those forward moving actions towards you, divine feminine, that's an indication that they haven't yet fully undergone this healing and energetic recuperation process in the solar plexus that is helping them to reconnect with their own natural energy levels. But I am getting that as this healing takes place, they will be more naturally inspired to take action towards you, to move towards you. But I do feel that right now, many of them are in the middle of a burnout because of this healing happening within them. I do feel that, with the Chariot card, ultimately, another sign that they've healed is you're going to notice a newfound sense of direction from them, clarity, direction, and taking steps towards that direction with clarity. So you're going to notice that kind of triad of things: clarity, action, direction from this masculine, the more that they heal themselves internally, or I should say, the more that this healing happens naturally within them, because it feels less like something they can consciously push into place themselves, or even that they're actually doing consciously. And it's more like a process that has to happen within them and through them in this gradual way. Can I get any more information on what the masculine's fears are here? I'm hearing the word realignment. Yeah, I'm getting that there's a masculine here who in the past, part of how they were short-sighted is they were more focused on things like money, status, a superficial level of what was happening in the physical. And as a result of that, this caused them to be very 3D oriented in a way that caused them to lose the bigger picture with the divine feminine, and left her in a position where she felt as though he was not showing up in a balanced way, like reciprocating, giving back in the physical, being open and generous and caring in the physical realm. And so I see that that is a major pattern being released within this masculine. And I'm hearing that on the part of the divine feminine, I'm hearing you are no longer deceiving or betraying yourself. Not that this self-deception was at all intentional, but I feel that for a while you were trying to, I'm hearing, talk yourself out of what you needed or desired from a romantic connection. You may have been trying to make compromises with yourself in order to make things work with this divine masculine, because you could sense intuitively that there was this twin flame connection, but you are now no longer, in a sense, like lying to yourself or trying to make yourself okay with receiving less than you really desire out of a romantic connection. You're no longer betraying yourself in that way or trying to compromise with your own human needs, wants, and desires, because we are here physically incarnated. We're here to be human and to create in this human realm as well, not just to live and to love based on what we're sensing spiritually, even if what we're sensing is completely accurate. And I feel like that's a powerful lesson that you've been learning. I'm hearing how to be human. As a divine feminine, it's almost like you've been learning how to be human, how to let yourself play and relax and enjoy your life more and have your physical human wants and needs met, and even beyond that, exceeded. I feel that you are entering this era where not only are your needs and desires going to be met, but greatly exceeded beyond those needs and beyond what you even could have envisioned as your own desires. So I really hope this reading has been helpful for whatever group of twin flames I'm speaking to here. And again, if you do want to utilize these subliminals I mentioned earlier to shift your energy and magnetize in your desired outcomes in this situation, then the link to get my app and try them free for 7 days is in the pinned comment and description box. I would love for you to try them out and see how they work for you. Otherwise, I'm going to close this reading here. Have a beautiful day, and I will connect with you here again in the next